from DJI. They keep their Robomaster in their FPV kit.
And we're getting there.
Take your time, Bill. It's only like 8 of them. We're only a minute late. Keep them waiting. Like you know how like when the Rolling Stones go on an hour late, get the crowd all hyped up.
Well, we are on. It is Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, Season 2, Episode 32. How is everyone doing? I'm sorry, I didn't mute my button over there. Okay. We have Mr. Marcus Crawford and Mr. Ron Brown in the house, my exceptional co-host. First of all, I would like to start tonight's episode with a brief moment of silence for the tragedies in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio. So let's give a moment of silence. I would ask that you please remember the families and loved ones in prayers in both of these instances. Okay, we would also, on behalf of Bill the Drone Reviewer, Marcus Crawford, and Ron Brown, we would like to wish Dan, aka Drone Worship in his dinghy, our thoughts and prayers are with him for a speedy recovery from his surgery today. Get well soon, Dan.
Get well.
And also today, do you know whose birthday it is today, guys?
I do.
Who? Come on, Ron. I know you know who it is.
Me too.
He has the same first name as you.
Yes. Billy Kyle.
Billy Kyle.
Billy Kyle. Billy
Mr. Kyle.
Happy 22nd birthday. You know,
getting up there, huh?
You know, in here I was doing some math here, okay? You know, I'm getting ready in a few more years to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of my 22nd birthday. Well, no, not the 3rd anniversary. Never mind. My math is off. I thought it was 66. Never mind. Okay.
Don't worry. You're not an accountant, Bill. You're an IT guy.
I'm an IT guy. I don't know math. I just code. Okay. All right. Well, happy birthday, Billy. You're 22. Next time we see you, you know I owe you a beer from when you turned 21. We talked about that. And you haven't made it back down to Tampa in that time frame. So definitely I'm going to buy you beer. If it's probably Spin Up we meet, then it's going to be at Spin Up. Or if you come down earlier and see Ken and we can get out together, I will definitely get you a beer. So I do owe you one. So there we go on that end of the scale. Now I have to share, there's something, of course, you know, there's someone who has stolen my heart besides Valerie. And I have to share this picture with you. Okay. This is just, this isn't an option here. Okay. This is absolutely not an option. This is a picture of Eliana Grace, or Ellie, as my daughter and son-in-law are calling her. And it was taken today. And I told my daughter, I says, you know what? You can send as many pictures as you want to of Ellie to me. Okay. I will never say no to that. So this is the grandfather moment. And, you know, I'm kind of like a little proud, although I think she has more hair than I have right now. That's what I'm thinking. So, all right, we got that in now. Okay. Now, I want to go ahead and roll a clip. It's taken from a state police cruiser from up in Washington State on August the 1st. And I really think this is something, it is aviation related. I will tell you that it is not drone related, but I thought it was so unique. I thought it was really worth sharing again. And this happened on August the 1st here. So let's go ahead and get that clip up. See, this is an airplane that's landing on the road. Now, this is a Washington State trooper in his car, and here he's catching the plane coming in for a landing on this street. It's somewhere up in Washington State. I don't know where, but the guy ends up making it's an absolutely perfect landing here. And it's right before an intersection, and he hits the brakes on the plane, and the plane stops. Look at that. He's in the left-hand turn lane. Look at this.
Did he get a ticket?
No, you know, watch coming up here. The state police guy is going to come knocking on his window, and I thought he was going to give him a ticket. Okay. Yeah, he's knocking on it like, come on out. Let's see your driver's. Let's see your registration. Oops.
Hope he's got insurance.
Yeah, really.
Uh-oh.
Now that's an unusual kind of cockpit because evidently that's a really small plane. But the guy made a great landing. I mean, you know, it's hard enough landing on a runway as it is. And I do have the sound off, but there is actually no sound on this video.
How about cars just casually driving by like they're not even like
cars are just like, okay, I'm making they're passing them up like nobody's business. And the state police officer, he's just like standing there, and then here comes the guy out of here. Now watch what they do. This is pretty interesting here. Now he's going to stop traffic.
Yeah, they could just push it off the roadway easy.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're going to do here. They're going to, if the plane's light enough. See, look at the guy. The guy's by himself. This is look at this. That is just that's just absolutely positively crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. I wanted to share that. I thought that was just something that was so unique today. I mean, you know, how often do you see something like that happening? I mean, that was just absolutely rare. Let's go ahead. Let's see here. I've been remiss. I need to greet people in the chat, and I am. All right.
It's a lot in there, Bill.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. We got Timothy Huxell, Drone Master, Thomas Sullivan, Steve Carpenter's in the house. Remote Pilots Australia, Aries in the house. Drone Master, I know Curtis is here. Mitch is here, old guy in a drone. Brian Singleton's here. Welcome, Brian. Peter Carroll. Ethan Mitchell is in the house. Joe L. I live about 45 minutes south of where that guy. Oh, wow, Joe, that is awesome. That is absolutely cool. Brian goes, if I land on my Phantom 3 in that spot, I'd get 20 years.
Who said that? Who said that?
Brian Singleton.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. That's absolutely fantastic. I love that. Hey, Drone Shots, welcome tonight. Okay. Just a reminder, and I'm going to keep doing this every Rotor Talk Live until October 19th comes up. David Ma, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. Spin Up 2019, October 19th, 2019 in Austin, Texas, hosted by Kelly Shores. It's going to be a fantastic event. That's all I have to say. I mean, and if last year's event was great, this one's probably going to be even better because I don't think they're going to have the restrictions that they had in terms of being able to fly when it comes times to fly. I remember two of the guests are going to be one of is Hey Kestelou, and the other one is Jason Schaupert, I believe is his name, from Remote Pilot 101. Yeah. So that's going to be fantastic because, you know, Remote Pilot 101 is probably the best course out there to study for your Part 107, bar none. Steve Carpenter, thank you for dropping the link in the description in the chat. Appreciate that.
Bill, before you move off this topic, FSU Grab was asking as soon as he got in here what hotel we were staying at. Marcus, do you remember what hotel we're staying at?
Oh gosh,
Spring Hill. Was it Spring Hill Suites?
Spring Hill Suites. That's
okay.
Spring Hill Suites, and we're doing a formal survey in here, Bill. Everybody who's going and has hotel reservations, put the hotel you're staying at in the chat.
Yes, that's a good. Ron, thank you for that. That's excellent.
And then we'll do a little survey of who stay where. And between Marcus and I have already talked about possibly doing a live ZinoNation right on site at at Spin Up, and FSU Grad I think is planning on joining us at that live show too. And we also have live stuff maybe planned to do with Bill too.
Absolutely.
And he could be part of the ZinoNation show too. But we're going to try to do a couple live broadcasts from Ground Zero.
Yes, that will be absolutely fantastic. And I can tell you, we are going to have a blast there. We are absolutely going to have a ton of fun there. I can tell you that. Everybody and anybody who can get there, please get there. It's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Well, that's it for all our housekeeping tonight. Now we're going to go to Marcus first because I know Marcus is itching to give us an update on his replacement Anafi. And in anything Zino related. And also, who was it who I saw who got a Zino or is getting a Zino recently? I know Bill Thomas did, but
John Coopy
just got one.
John Coopy, that's right. John got one too.
Hey, let's plug while we're at it. We're talking about John Coopy. He just put out the best upgrade video I've ever seen on the Zino today on how to upgrade all the firmware in it, including the controller. Honestly, his video is the most concise, plain spoken, detailed, close-up views of anything. Anybody that has a Zino and wants to know how to upgrade, take a look at John Coopy's video. It's phenomenal.
Well, I tell you what, Marcus, where's the best deal right now for it?
The best one I've seen lately is at Banggood, and I believe it's about $239 or roughly $240 with a code. And that code, I'm going to tell you to probably go over to the QC Guys Facebook page, and I believe he has that code published there.
Okay, good.
And also, if you do decide to order from Banggood, tell him Marcus sent you. He's a VIP around there. That'll get you some extra perks if you tell him Marcus sent you over.
I don't know.
Well, I know Brian Singleton must be a VIP over there too. I'm sure, aren't you, Brian? I know. Well, anyway, and I've also heard recently, about something about a FIMI X8 in a kind of like a flyaway. So, Marcus, dive right into it with your replacement Anafi. Okie
dokie. So, with the Anafi, and ironically today I was editing some of the video that I took when I was on my trip. I've got some pretty cool video I took with the Anafi over by Kanab, Utah. And that was with the old one. And as I was going through that video, editing it, and there really wasn't even much wind that day. I saw a couple places where that drone just did a big wowie while I was in sport mode, waggled its tail significantly. And I had that issue with the Anafi, and I had some other problems with it too. So I did a return to Amazon, and it's just amazing how phenomenal Amazon is with their return policy. I went online. I said, okay, I want to send it back and I want a replacement. Instantly, I got a PDF of a mailing label, prepaid mailing label, I should say, with UPS. So got that on the box, took it down to the UPS store. As soon as they saw it in UPS's system, they sent me a notification that they shipped my replacement. So the replacement was already on the way before they even got the one that I sent back to them. So I had the new one in 2 days, and I could tell a difference. It's definitely improved. I just did one test flight with it the other day. It was a pretty still, calm day, so I can't definitively say that that it doesn't have that waggle that the other one had. I need to get to a windy day, and I'll throw it up there and see. But I can tell you everything else, the other issues I had with it. I had problems with the motors disarming on the other one. This one, as soon as it landed, it shut down the motors. I had problems with the other one, just even shutting it off. Sometimes it wouldn't shut off. You'd have to remove the battery. This thing, one push, and it shuts down. It even sounded a little different. So
Mark, who wants a drone that shuts down? Who would want that? Who would want a drone that shut down? Just keep flying. Just keep flying until it falls out of the air, right?
Ron, there's a quote by Bill Gates, and he said when he came out with the original Windows operating system, somebody asked him, well, how do you shut it off? He goes, why would anybody want to shut it off?
There you go.
Sorry to cut Marcus off, but he's telling that was Banggood that gave you that great turnaround on that return, right? Right, Marcus?
Yeah, right. So that's a whole different story with Banggood and the FIMI A3 that I have. They have given me nothing but the runaround, which is just fine. I'm working with my credit card company on that one. We'll see how that turns out. But it couldn't be. They're absolutely opposites. So Banggood, whatever. If I have a choice, I will buy through Amazon. I'm not stupid enough to say I'll never buy anything from Banggood again, because obviously if it's a great deal, I might. But moving on from that, then with the FIMI X8 SE, I know Brian is in the chat tonight, and he had some issues with GPS on his. I flew mine the other day, and I'll be honest with you, I had a pretty darn flawless flight with it, so pretty happy with that. But I know others have had issues. Brian is stated that he's going to put his on his shelf. I watched Brian's video that he put out today until they come out with some kind of firmware improvement. He showed how it would like find 16 satellites and then go down to 8, and then it just not what you would not inspire confidence is the best way to say it. And you have to have confidence in your drone to be able to fly it. And then, we look at what happened to Kolsky drones. He had a flyaway. We look at Anafi. He lost control of it and flew into a mud bank. He was blaming it, I believe, on a compass error. And then Gorilla Man continues to, he's sent his away and got replacements. He has
range issues now.
Now he has range issues. He can't get beyond 600 meters. I'm going to say this. Mine, it seems to be working fine. When I flew it the other day, I took it out to a full kilometer before I lost connection, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It went into return to home and came right back to me. And I did some others. I did some follow me and some other things that it did okay, a few little glitches. But what I'll say is with their follow me function, they tell you that it's in beta, so you don't expect it to work perfectly. So then moving on to the
Marcus, before you move on too far, I want to get a quick update in the chat here. Hubson's George just posted that GearBest does have a Zino for $237, and he even posted the coupon code for it. So thank you, Hubson's George.
Oh yeah, and that's with GearBest. That's great. Yeah. Yep. And I can say that I've actually had a pretty decent customer service experience with GearBest at one time. I was treated pretty well there at one point. So that's probably where I'd go, I think, at this point.
Or order from Amazon.
Or order for Amazon if you can get it at that kind of a price. No question about it. With regard to the Zino, Ron and I had Ethan Mitchell on ZinoNation last night, and he requested that we drop some raw Zino footage file, and he would look at it and see what he could do with it, color grading, etc. So he did, and it turned out pretty cool. I mean, I was so impressed. He does some before and afters. So I actually have it on YouTube here. So let me see if I can share my screen. Bill, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna hit that share button and we'll see what happens.
Bill may have to prove it from his end.
1, 2, 3, and it's giving me a bunch of different pages here. Yeah, here we go. That's cool. That's cool. It tells you can see exactly what you've got open and what you want to share. So here it is. Yeah, I assume you guys can see it.
It says Marcus has started screen sharing.
Bill, you may have. Oh, there it goes. Yep.
There we go.
Okay, did you guys see the change there?
Oh my God.
Just for a second, it froze right when it was changing.
I'm going to start it over again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, here we're starting over.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Ethan, you're a genius, dude.
Ethan, you have my business, okay? I will definitely send you my clips.
Now look at some of the
turn his Zino into the Mavic too, Bill.
Yeah, he sure could, Ron. With footage like this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is a $237 drone. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at how that brings out the reds and then there's a sunset one here that he takes on. I was very, very impressed. I was kind of proud of this sunset as it was, but watch what Ethan does with it.
Oh my gosh. Ethan, after I get the Zino, I'm sending you all of my footage so you can color grade it. I'll get you a Starbucks gift card for it. How's that? Holy cow!
So I click stop share, Bill. It should be back.
Yeah, we're all back. That was excellent. Oh my gosh!
Good job, Ethan.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Marcus.
Wow.
Well, thank Ethan for.
Ethan. Ethan's an honorary co-host. I've already decided that. Okay, because he's been on the show a couple of times. We're gonna have him on again. And Ethan, set up a Dropbox account, because when I get my Zino, I'm just gonna be sending you all my stuff so you can color grade it for.
Maybe Ethan could develop like a LUT, and then all you have to do is drop the LUT into your editor. And call it the Zino Magic LUT or something like that. You just put your footage in, hit the Ethan Magic LUT, and boom.
Yeah,
it looks like you got Hollywood.
In any case, so let me finish up with the Zino.
Yeah, please do.
You guys saw that video, and it's a cheap little drone. I don't want to overstate it, because really it's a step up from a toy drone. But when you can get results like we just showed, and they've worked all the bugs out of it now, it seems to be pretty reliable. The upgrade process, I'm going to tell people that everybody gets freaked out over the firmware upgrade process. If you look at John Coopy's video, you won't be afraid of it anymore. It's really easy. So I just think for somebody that's just starting out and wants a good video quality, stabilized video drone, not a bad place to start. And then you can move up from there.
Yeah, the whole point is you don't need $1,500 to get decent video anymore. I mean, we're not telling you the Zino's you're gonna win any awards, but if you want to take just your family video or casual video, you don't have to spend $1,500. If you only have $350, you can still go out and get some decent video and a little bit of skill.
Okay, I just posted the link to Coopy's video in the chat. So
great, thank you, Bill.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, you're welcome. Did you guys see Ethan's comment there?
What did he say?
He's saying that the color grade is better than the Spark, which is interesting.
Wow.
Well, maybe because it's 4K and it's more data in there to work with.
That's possible. I mean, you guys know more about it than I do.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know the what do you call it, the rate, the bit rate comparison between the Spark and the Zino either. I guess it's possible the Zino is a faster bit rate than the Spark. I don't know.
I'll bet you Ethan will tell us.
Right. We just wait.
I don't know either.
Pop it in.
Well, Ethan just said, I'm surprised how much you can push the colors around. Hey, Marcus, I got a question for you. Your first Anafi, was that refurbished?
It was, yeah. So I should have said that, shouldn't I?
Yeah. See, I think that's where you probably where the problems were.
Hey, this one's refurb too, right? Yeah. And I got the same exact refurb Marcus did, because he bought it off. He hit the buy button right after me, so I just got lucky. I got one for the $445 that looked like it was never used before, and he got the unlucky one that somebody actually had used for the.
Mine had clearly been used, and I can tell the difference between that and the replacement one. And the replacement one also came in this brown refurb box, but the replacement one, when I pulled it out of the box, it looked brand new. There's not a scuff on it. So
yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a crapshoot when you order a refurb.
Hey, before we move on here, Bill Thomas posted today in Coast to Coast Drones. He found I don't know if it's a refurb or not. He found an Anafi for, I believe $416 by a company nobody ever heard of, or he hadn't heard of it. I did. Feather something or another. Feather something, and they had a pair of Anafi for $416. I can't recall. It was
brand new. Oh, okay.
Did you see it, Marcus?
No. I was asking if it was brand new. So you're saying?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't recall. But if anybody's thinking about getting one, go to Coast to Coast Drones and scroll back to this morning, and click around the link and see if it's what the details are.
So Ethan answered us there in the chat. The Zino is 4K at 54 megabits per second, and the Spark at 1080 is 24 megabits per second.
So yeah, that explains that. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Thank you, Ethan. That's very interesting.
Brian says, Mark, I'll sell you my original Anafi box for $500.
I bet you will, Brian. I'll trade you my Mavic 2 for it.
Oh my.
Wow.
All right. Ron, why don't you go ahead? I know you've got some videos that have come out lately, and I know one of them you did a review on the Mavic 2 case with a smartphone that looked fantastic. Tell us about that, and I know you have a few other things you'd like to share, so go ahead, go for it.
Well, a couple of reviews recently. I finally did my unboxing of the pair Anafi, and I had the same one, Mark's the same brown box, and I unboxed and showed everything that came with it. But I also had some bonus things where I showed you can on another thing on Amazon for a little over $20 you can get a matching case that houses the Anafi, which comes in a little case, but this also houses the controller with holes cut in so the sticks don't move. You could put 2 batteries in, so that would be 3 batteries in addition to the one in the drone, and you can put your extra props. And so it's kind of a real good value. I love the case. I had that up, and I got a hard shell case for the Mavic 2 Pro Smart Controller bundle, because most of the cases when I looked were just for the regular controller. It was hard to find a Smart Controller case, but I found one reasonable. It was only like a little over $40, and it looks like the price is about the same now. And you have to take the sticks off the Smart Controller to get the fit in, but they tuck very nicely under the antennas, as Bill knows. So that's the only thing, the only downside. But so I've tested for about a month cases. I'm really happy with it. And these aren't affiliate links. I'm getting no money for this, so I'm not pushing products that I'm getting paid for. I make nothing off of this if you go buy them or you don't go buy them. So. And I just posted people kept about the Anafi. Just today, I posted a less than a minute clip of me just going straight up sunny night and capturing the sunset. And I kind of wanted to check the Anafi's performance in a low light, but I was kind of too last minute, so I didn't really get the dial in settings. So it's mostly just an automatic settings. Maybe I hit the white balance, but I really didn't do much of the settings. That's kind of just turn on and you don't even have to hit the record button. As Marcus could tell you, it starts recording on its own. So I just slowly set it up, and captured the sunset, and then, I actually stopped the video and brought it down. And the gimbal never moved once on me, Marcus.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, Marcus's problem, the gimbal was all over the place on him, and I really didn't have much of a problem with the roving gimbal. So that's one of the reasons we concluded Marcus had an issue. He did fly in some wind, but he had more gimbal flopping in one flight than I had in all my flights put together. And I started flying in the spring when it was very windy here. So, that's kind of it on my channel updates at the moment. I'm trying to make some more videos, more tutorials on the Anafi. And that's coming up soon or whatever. And I guess I'll throw it back to Bill to see if he's got another story coming out. I'm going to tease a story. Bill and I may want to start with this, but I want to get into the rumors that came out from Joan DJ last week that a DJI Osmo Mobile, I guess we'll call it 3, is coming out that folds down and make it more compact. So we will get to that eventually, but I'm going to throw it back to Bill for the next story.
Yeah, as soon as we get wind of that, we'll definitely talk about that. And Ron, I gotta say this: I'm jealous of where you live because you have incredible access, easy access to the shore. I mean, that's just, everybody says, with me, oh, you live in Florida, you must be. No, I'm 45 minutes from the beach. Okay. Because it took when Ron and his wife were down, it took us a good 45 plus minutes to get over there from where we live. It's just like everybody, oh, you must be by the beach. You live in Florida, you must be by the beach. Not exactly. Okay. It's just, there's travel time involved with all that. So, but Ron, yeah, I am jealous of that. Ron had posted in his group, RC World, Skydio has come out with the Skydio 2, or there's test footage. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share that with everybody now. It really looks very interesting here. So, if I can find this, okay, I need to get that footage up. Okay, there we go. Now again, this is silent too. There's no audio on this clip. And this is real interesting. Watch what happens here coming right up. It goes past him, it tracks him, and then you can see it avoiding the trees. And then it comes out, it kind of like does a little selfie kind of a thing. And then this guy's running towards the water here. I'm sure it was color graded, but the colors look fantastic. The tracking on this is out of this world. I think it's fantastic.
Well, if it can really do that, but you remember the last version of it, it was more promise than action. And for the money, I believe it was about $3,000, wasn't it, Bill?
Yeah, it was about $3,000.
Bill, explain to the people in the chat who don't remember when the Skydio came out over a year ago, what it actually is. I mean, besides the drone, explain to them what it actually is.
Who?
Or you want me to do it?
Go for it, Ron.
The Skydio is like almost a completely autonomous drone. Like, I don't think it comes with a controller at all. You just fly it with your phone, but you don't really do much flying. I mean, you do a smart thing, like have it track you or do an orbit or do like a waypoint mission. I mean, you don't have sticks, and that's all the point, that this drone has so many sensors in that it can avoid almost anything. Like you saw in this video, fly around trees. And what's the guy, the famous guy from New York that makes a lot of YouTube videos?
Casey Neistat. He actually moved to Los Angeles, by the way.
Right. He made a video where he had it like in the park and trees, and actually in his video, I thought I remember it working pretty well in that video, but but this is supposedly a second version of it. Now I don't know what the second version will improve or what the price will be. But Bill, I don't know if you've heard these. Again, this is rumors, no facts here. And I may be getting some of this from Drone DJ, but that Skydio got approved to be a drone, by the U.S. government, like Parrot has, to make drones for, we'll say military, police, fire rescue. And this is the I think that may be true, but the real rumor is that sometime in the fall, Skydio will be releasing a Mavic 2 type drone to fill the needs of all those first responders and firemen and policemen and military. Have you heard any of this type of talk, Bill?
Well, what I've heard is that it's going to be approved for news organizations to use to do flyovers. Like, I know the original Skydio was approved to do flyovers for CNN. The CNN used it because they wanted something. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm trying to remember this. Is it held magnetically together? Is this because I know there was a drone that I reviewed that was approved for CNN that was held magnetically together, and that if for some reason, if it crashed, it just broke apart. I don't remember if that's
I don't remember that being part of the Skydio, but I could.
Okay, there's another drone like that that's just as expensive that does that. So that's what I'm probably confusing. But no, I did hear that it's approved for flying over crowds because of the weight and everything. It's so light. It's not like a Phantom 4 coming down on top of somebody's head. Okay.
And did the Skydio look like a box? Wasn't like the power is all inside of a cage?
Yeah.
And that also makes it safer. There's no flying propellers that cut anybody. It's in a cage.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we saw with that. So I mean, that's
I'll just throw it out to the chat room. I mean, I saw Brian make a comment already. No controller, no sale. How many? We have a lot of people that obviously in this chat room own a lot of drones, from real expensive ones down to inexpensive ones. But who really is interested in buying a Skydio? I don't know what you would even call this. Super smart drone or whatever that does the flying for you. Who really would put $2 to $3 grand down for this type of drone? And I guess who it's for is a person who's a non-drone flyer, because they don't have to know anything about flying drones to get this thing going. But that concept almost never works. Non-drone buyers don't buy drones or whatever. Maybe I'm crazy here. Marcus, what do you think?
No, I think you're exactly right. It typically, well, we've talked about with the Spark before, that one of the things that the Spark does really well is it appeals to people like us who like drones, but it also appeals to people that are more interested in another hobby, whether it's running, bicycling, or whatever. They're using that drone to record whatever their hobby is. Maybe the Skydio might fit that bill, but the issue is there's a big difference between a I'll call it, let's just say for the sake of argument, a $400 drone like the Spark, as opposed to this thing, which is, the last one was $3,000. I can't imagine this new one will be any cheaper. That is a lot of money. And like you said, Ron, it probably puts it more in the commercial environment, and people that are, news stations, those type of situations are going to be the ones that would buy it. I just can't imagine if you're a hobbyist, you want to be able to fly your drone. So, what do you think, Bill?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like with Brian Singleton, and I'll tell you why. You know what? When I have that smart controller in my hand, and I think Ron can testify to this, I feel completely in charge. I feel like I know where the drone is. And even holding the big beast, the Phantom 4 controller. And, I'll tell you what, I'm getting spoiled with the beta firmware, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But, using the beta firmware to fly the Phantom 4 Pro, I'm like, I was telling Ken Dono today when I talked to him, I'm like, Ken, it's like I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store being able to control the Phantom 4 with this, because it's just like, it's so precise. It's just so accurate. And not having that control and giving up to artificial intelligence or AI, it's just like, I'm just like, I kind of cringe about that kind of stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm like Brian Singleton. I got to have that controller. I mean, that's just.
We're drone flyers.
Yeah.
So,
So Scott, so we all come to the conclusion, if the Skiodio 2 is just a slightly better version of Skiodio 1, we're not interested. But if the Skiodio 2 is more on the line of a Mavic 2, then they've got our attention.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and I think, we've had a number of these programs where we've talked in the chat. I think, all of us, we're all DJI fans, most of us, right? Because they build such a quality product. But if I could buy an American made and built product that was of that same quality, I'm just saying I'd probably rather buy it. And I don't mean that as a knock to DJI. I like DJI, fine. But, if I'm putting people to work right here at home, that would be my preference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there's one, I got another article, but I forgot to share, and I got to share this, okay? Now, you guys remember my good friend Ian Jones. He came over he lives in Southeast England, okay? And forgive me, Ian, because I don't remember the name of the city that you live in. But it's real interesting. What's that?
It's not Dorset, is it?
It could be. I know that what happens, and he told me this, he says it's real interesting. They have barges go by, I think they're barges is what he's called them, but they were like World War II transports, and it's kind of a historical thing, and it happens at a certain time period each year. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share. Now, Ian was the gentleman, as you can see here. You might remember Ian from when we went ahead and he actually did the intro, and I was going to play the clip, but I forgot to do that. But hey, Bill the drone reviewer here. Oh, oops, no, because the smart controllers weren't able to come in the United States yet. Ian did a review, and I posted it on the channel. So first of all, and I know Ian watches this the next day. Ian, kudos to you for that. Second here, let's see if I can get this up on the screen. Okay. Ian's wife is from Scotland, and he spent some time up there recently, and I wanted to share several pictures with you. Let's go ahead and bring the first one up here. Now, this is from Scotland. I mean, look how lush and green this is here. He told me that this mountain slope, the elevation of that was 2,000 feet. So he was up at about 2,400 feet, which you can do, obviously, because the elevation here is 2,000 feet. But you know how lush and how green it is. It's just absolutely incredible.
Hey, Bill, we're just seeing the one picture of his face holding the controller.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and let's go back.
Yeah, we can't wait to see that green Scotland.
Real share that. There we go. Okay. There. Now you should be able to see it.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
There's Scotland.
That is just absolutely lush and green and like you wouldn't believe. Let's go ahead and share. Now, here's another one with the sun reflecting off the water.
Oh, nice, nice.
And I'll get to the first one here in a second.
Hey, Scotland, that's where my relatives are from.
Okay.
His wife is from there.
Hope they don't invite you over.
Well, you know, Ian and I were supposed to get together when he and his wife have been coming over to the United States probably since I think 1999. Usually to Orlando to spend some time at Disney, and then they come over to Clearwater Beach and stay there. Well, he came over to Clearwater. Before he came over there, he got quite ill and ended up when he had to go back to the UK and was in the hospital for a while. Something about his hernia, but he's absolutely fine right now. But he wanted to share this. I asked him. I said, "Could I share this?" He says, "Absolutely." Ian, fantastic pictures, absolutely fantastic. Ian has every DJI product known to man and then some. So just to let you guys know that. All right, next topic of discussion. Okay, now we all know DJI just came out with his DJI Digital FPV system. And one of the things that has been going on this past week that I've heard, probably the most I've heard about it is like, probably the one word to describe it is meh. Okay. Like most people are saying analog systems are good enough. We don't need this. There's limited range with this. You know, there's just been a whole host of stuff that's come out about it. And, you know, also obviously they're talking about the cost of this too, because it's not cheap. Ron, Marcus, your thoughts on this?
I read the stories just a little bit, but I mean, I have absolutely no interest in buying this thing. I mean, I don't disregard FPV flying because I have a couple little tiny whoops or whatever, and I like to fly them around the house, put the goggles on, whatever. But you know, I'm not looking to invest that type of money in a FPV system. I don't care if it's digital. It's just not the product for me. It's probably a great system. I'm not down it at all, saying anything bad about it. It's amazing technology, but it's nothing that I'm going to hit the buy button on or whatever. So I won't even go on and on and on. Marcus, take it away.
Bill, Ron, see this face? I'm frickin' 63 years old. I got no business flying an FPV drone. We fly the Zino.
Exactly. You know, and here's my thing. Well, Ian, who I just showed you guys pictures of, okay, he's very interested in this and is getting into this. And you know, he's our ages. You know, I believe he's in his 50s. And forgive me if you're younger, Ian, but you know, I'm like, are you getting one? And I'm like, well, for me, even with my age, you know, I have this balance issue, and that's why I never got the DJI goggles or even tried them, because it's like, you know, for me, one of the things I need to do is I need to see, okay? I'm not this kind of, my sensory and everything, you know, I need to see, I need to be sitting down when I'm doing this and just, it wouldn't register good for me. Now, for young pups like John Coopy, and if you're watching tonight, John, I hope you are. For young pups like him, it's absolutely, go for it, that kind of thing. And well, I also know, Kelly Shores has been into it recently too. So, John, if you end up getting something like this, please let me know. I'd love to have you on and we can talk about it. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, I just wanted to spend, that's about the time that I wanted to spend on this because, I just don't see it being filling a real need for me. Although, John, I got to say this, that video that you put out about the Zino, that's something I'm going to watch as soon as we're done tonight, because I may go out and hit that buy button tonight. For that,
hey,
for that
hey, Bill, before you jump off this topic, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What would you buy first, the Robomaster or the whatever they call the FPV system you just mentioned? What do they call this?
Double pass. I do a double pass.
Okay. Oh,
Hey,
double pass.
So before we move on to that, Ethan Mitchell's got a good comment in the chat here. He says the FPV community is used to open source products, and no matter how good it is, they're going to go against anything that's proprietary. And we're all familiar with that, with the Apple PC and all that business. So,
yeah, Marcus makes a good point. I haven't seen one hardcore FPV flyer yet say they were going to get this DJI system or whatever. Yeah, I think they're going to get people that maybe don't fly FPV yet, but maybe want to get this. I get it. It's going to be a tough sell because the hardcores aren't going to buy it, especially at first. So DJI better be prepared to hang in there for a long time before this thing finds its audience.
Well, Ron, John Coopy thought it was really cool. He was impressed with it.
Good.
Brian Singleton, Bill, I'll send you my Zino. Sell you my Zino and Phantom one box for $1,000. Marcus is the procurement coordinator for the channel, Brian. So you'd have to see him.
Tell you what, I'll do one better, Bill. I'll sell you my Zino and the FIMI X8 SE for $1,000.
Okay. Well, I got a Phantom one box over there. So, and I'll tell you what, the box it's in pristine shape. One of my friends who sent it to me, he put it in, it got into another box. He must have spent $20 on postage. And he sent it to me for free. Okay. It's undamaged. It looks brand new, like it was on the shelf. That's how good that box is over there. So yeah, that's where we're at on that. So
nice.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, what's coming for the rest of 2019? I know this is a wide open subject here. Okay. This is wide open, and more specifically with DJI, and there's been a lot of rumblings. I heard from Remote Pilots Australia today, and I'm going to be doing a video later on this, so I won't get into real specifics on things. But from one of the things that I have been hearing, and I know I think we touched on this last week, is the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. DJI did not go out and do this beta firmware testing that I'm doing right now to include the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 just to have it out there, just to have it on the smart controller, okay? Just to say we have it out there now, okay? They didn't do this for grins and giggles, okay? Like I said, DJI doesn't waste technology, and that includes software, and I believe they're gearing up to ramp up for probably like a September, October type of a time frame to gear up for the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. And I will say this, okay, Brian Singleton, Spark 5. I will say this, I'm almost of the opinion, for me personally, I might buy a second brand new one, okay? That's how much I like that drone, okay? Now, I love my Mavic 2 Pro. Don't get me wrong, okay? That's the drone I take with me if we go anywhere, all right? Because of its portability. But I'll tell you what, ounce for ounce, inch for inch, camera per camera, okay, there's no comparison. That Phantom 4 Pro V2.0, it's going to be a winner each and every time as far as that's concerned, okay? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the resurgence of the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0.
Right. Well, we've talked about this in a couple shows. The whole thing of why it makes sense that they had to stop making them because of the parts issue they had when they had the in-house thing where their employees were colluding with the supply company and charging more for the parts and then pocketing the money, and they had to get rid of those parts suppliers, and the drone had to go out of production for a while. And it's been enough time now that they could probably source new parts, new manufactured parts, and do it all again. And like you said, why go all the trouble to make it work with a smart controller if it's for a drone is discontinued and basically dying out. So, but that begs the question is, well, since it's been over a year since the V2 came out, will this be a Phantom 4 Pro V3? Because they'll have a year and a half to add something new to it. Why not make it a V3 so they can keep the price at whatever $1,500? And just to finish off here, if that does come out, I'm going to get ready selling a bunch of drones that don't fly anymore to get ready to purchase that as soon as it comes out. So,
did you see what Ethan posted? Phantom 4 Pro V 2.5.
Oh, okay.
2.5.
A few generations.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that kind of goes there, or V3. I mean, but the whole thing of this is the compatibility with now. One of the things I emailed or I tweeted DJI support right away when the Smart Controller came out, because they made a statement in there. They said that it will be compatible with any drone that has OcuSync 2.0. And what's on the Phantom 4 Pro V 2.0 is OcuSync 2.0. And I have to say this, guys, okay? Now, and I talked to Joe from Joe's Drone Life. You guys probably know him and his channel. And by the way, our get well wishes out there to Joe. I know Joe's been going through some medical issues, and our thoughts and prayers are with you as well, too, Joe. I hope you're feeling better. Hope to see some videos from you soon. We love your channel. We're a strong supporter of you. Anyway, he took out his Phantom 4 Pro, non 2.0 with Lightbridge, and he showed the problems he gets with interference with that constantly all the time. And I've taken mine out. I've had it out as far as probably about 2,800 to 3,000 feet. And I'll tell you what, that signal is as crisp and clear as you can get. And that's even with the Smart Controller too. And
well, OcuSync 2.0 is definitely superior. We all know this. So we have it on our Mavic 2s.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, Bill, Ethan Mitchell was telling us he was on vacation and he did find some limitations with OcuSync 2.0 with regard to being blocked by geography and so forth. So
the rolling hills of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess and the only reason I bring that up is I remember one of my first flights with my Mavic 2. I was going around a lake and I kind of went around a mountain, and I wasn't that far away. I mean, it was probably maybe not quite a kilometer away, but I lost connection because I went around behind that hill. And I realized what I did afterwards. I was looking at FPV and not watching the drone. But the only reason I mentioned that is that we all need to keep that in mind when we're flying our drones. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
Yeah. Bill, Lauren mentioned in chat that, also the Phantom 4 batteries have been popping up on and off on the DJI website too. So they obviously have sourced the parts for the new batteries.
Well, that's a great, Lauren, thanks for bringing it up. And Ron, thank you for mentioning that, because that also reminded me, I was out on the DJI, out on forums on the, out on the Phantom pilots page, and somebody had 25 Phantom 4 Pro batteries for sale. Okay. And I was like, wow. Okay. That was just like, alarm bells going off, like, hearing like, something is coming. Something is in the works there. And I think we're going to see it sooner rather than later. I think about the time of spin up, we'll probably see. And again, this is one of the other things I think we'll see. It'll just be a soft announcement. There'll be no, big presser like there was with the Mavic 2 last year and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
One of the things I want to close with tonight is, I know, and I got to say this, if you guys get a chance, go ahead and Original Dobo put out a 1-year anniversary on the Mavic 2, and he did such a great job. What it is, or snippets from Billy Kyle and several other drone reviewers out there. I think Russ from 51 Drones on their take of the Mavic 2, and it's being a year. So if you guys get a chance, check out Ken's video. It's just absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough about that. And I have one in the works as well too. It's going to be kind of like, we're going to take a look back at for me, it's going to be clips of the Mavic 2. And we're going to start out, I'm going to show some clips from the event as well. One of the things that really impressed me was DJI, it's almost like pomp and circumstance when they held the event, because it was such a big deal. I mean, it was, and they had way more chairs. They probably had about 400 chairs there, and we probably had about maybe 150 tops that were in there. And it was in a huge hall, and it was like 4 stories high, and there was a lot of echo in there too. But it was done right. They really put a lot on about that. And I'm going to get into some of that. We're going to reminisce about my finding the issue with precision landing, and Valerie's like, it's coming down on the roof. Okay. When it was landing, I saw that, and I was able to avert disaster with that. And, we're going to look at some of the things that happened with that. We're going to look at the smart controller. We're going to look at, Waypoints 2.0. That was the number one topic that I got questioned about and got emails about for almost a good 6 months, was when are they coming out with Waypoints 2.0? And then it finally came out, and, I did a series on that. And, I think it's just absolutely fantastic, and it works great, and it serves a great purpose. I mean, it's just like, you put it up, you set it, you're done. I mean, it'll fly the routes and then come back. I mean, you couldn't ask for more, and it works real well. And I got to hit my hats off to DJI, because I really think they did an exceptional job, not only with, the drone itself, but upgrading the DJI Go 4 app. They did a stellar job with that, because I've had 0 issues with that. Every time I wanted to do a live stream with the Mavic 2, there's never been a problem with that. However, with the smart controller, there has been problems with that. And there's been problems, especially now with the beta firmware as well too. And I've noted that down, and I passed that on. That's one of the things that we do there. So that's coming up. I got that in the works. So I'm looking forward to getting some clips out there together about that. I expect we will see, and this is just off of everything I'm hearing, I think we're going to see 2 brand new drones this year. Okay. Yeah, the last part of the year, and I got a video that I'm going to be doing on that. So you guys will have to hang tight for something like that. So it's about 9 o'clock Eastern. So we're kind of Brian Singleton. Thank you. I only listen to Ron Brown and Marcus and you, Bill. I don't like phony people. Never have, never will. I know who's real and who's pulling my. Brian. Absolutely. You know what, Brian, you remind me so much of Ken Dono, and I absolutely love Ken Dono, because with Ken, it's exactly like it is. Okay. Ken never minces any words. You're cut from the same kind of cloth. You don't mince any words. And we, all 3 of us, really thank you for that. We really appreciate that. Just absolutely spot on. And besides, you're from the greatest city on the face of this earth, Pittsburgh, because that's where I'm from. So anyway.
Bill, while you brought Brian up there, True Drone Reviews, I have recently reviewed a drone that Brian had sent me out for review. It's by JJRC. It's called a Rocket 360 drone. It's a 360 panoramic drone. Check that review out on YouTube. And if you watch the video all the way through, I hand that video over to Marcus Crawford to do an even more precise review, because I forgot to do the gesture controls for the Rocket 360. But Marcus, a recent owner of the Spark, is a master of the gestures.
Well, here's the thing, okay? The golden egg has been usurped, okay? The JJRC golden egg is going to rest in peace, because it has been usurped by the JJRC 360, which we will be anxious, and you need to watch Ron's video on it. And of course, what would a JJRC video be without a walk of shame? Okay. that always happens. It happened to me. It happened to Ron. It happened to Marcus. And I know it happened to Brian too. I mean, that's just, there it is. There it is. The Rocket 360, folks. Okay. And it does look like a rocket. It looks like it, it reminds me of something that our good buddy, Mr. SpaceX, Elon Musk would come up with. Okay. It looks like a SpaceX kind of creation there.
Right.
So, we will be waiting with bated breath to see Marcus's video on this and compare it against Ron's. And I know, there's one thing that's guaranteed whenever you get a JJRC, there's a walk of shame. It's just part of the deal. That's Bill, the way it is.
With me flying it, I virtually guarantee you there will be a walk of shame.
There we go. See, that's one of those things. It comes. That's a free bonus that you get with JJRC drones. Okay. They include the walk of shame.
Well, you know what? Let's not forget where it all started. It all started with Brian over there at
his review.
DDR.
In fact, Bill, you may not be aware of this, but Brian recently put a video out of all his hand catching drone highlight videos, and guess which drone got away from him? The Rocket 360. He didn't make the catch. So the challenge is now up to Marcus to perform the hand catch on the Rocket 360 successfully.
There you go, Marcus. There's the challenge. Well, you know what, Marcus? I'll tell you what. All right. Here's the deal. You successfully hand catch that, okay? When I'm down in Austin and we're there for spin up, okay? I will buy you a beer if you do that. How's that? Okay.
But I don't drink.
Well, you don't drink. Okay.
Bill, root beer.
Root beer. There you go. Well, you know what? Okay. All right. I know this. Okay. I will get you a coupon for Jimmy John's, or I'll buy you a gift certificate for Jimmy John's. Okay.
Hey, Sarah's in the background just cheering now. She's saying she loves
Hey, Bill's from Pennsylvania. Bill, what if we got him like a case of birch beer?
Yeah, we can do that.
Marcus, have you ever had birch beer? Real Pennsylvania birch beer? He was talking to his wife.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Have you ever had a real Pennsylvania birch beer?
I have not.
Oh,
okay.
Tell them how good they are, Bill.
Okay, they are absolutely out of this world. But here's something, and it's from Pittsburgh. Okay, it's It's Permantes. Okay, have you guys ever heard of Permantes?
No.
Okay. I know Brian Singleton knows about this. It's down in the Strip District, down in Pittsburgh. All right. It's
Permantes in the Strip District. It just sounds right.
Sound good, Bill.
Okay. Here's what now the Strip District is. It's where warehouses and produce and all that kind of stuff. It's not. It's not stripper kind of stuff.
Okay,
That's
good.
not what I'm talking about.
We got that clarified.
Yes. No, it's a sandwich with coleslaw and French fries on it. Okay. Seriously, coleslaw and French fries. Okay.
Ooh.
And they'll ship it anywhere in the country. All right. It's one of those things. Brian, yes, I only drink booze. I hate beer. Okay, that's for Brian.
Brian, you go.
Tell him about Permantes, Brian. Okay, I'm going to send Marcus and Ron a link on this sandwich. Okay, it's just insane. Well, you can have it delivered. I think it's like 4 sandwiches for $110 to your door. You can make all this everything to do. It's sent fresh. It's all like vacuum sealed and stuff. Yes, Parks and Tech knows. It's an amazing sandwich.
He's had one.
Thank you, Parks and Tech. Yeah, that's we get to Pittsburgh sometime. I will take you down to Permantes and get you that. It is I'll tell you what, it's one of those kind of meals. You probably want to get it for like lunch, and then you want to eat a late dinner that night, maybe about 7:00, because
it's filling.
Oh my gosh. It's like, it's like I didn't take Valerie there yet, and we should have, but it's like half a sandwich now for me from Permantes it will fill me up completely. And the reason it was designed, what they did it for was, they had a lot of, steel workers back in the day, and they would come there and they wanted to get everything at once, and including like, their quote unquote salad and, and meat and potatoes and kind of thing. Well, here it is. It's all in one area, in one sandwich. Okay. And the sandwich is to die for. It is just so incredibly good. I mean, I can't say enough about it, but the place that I like down here, all right, is Firehouse Subs. I don't know if you guys have Firehouse Subs where you're at.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
no. What do you mean no, Marcus?
They taste like a soggy. They steam the thing. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, Valerie and I are like, well, Uber delivers them to the house. So last Wednesday I was working from home. I said, you know what? I got a little bit of I got dividends from work from my stock. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call. I got on my Uber, ordered it, and had it for lunch, and the other half disappeared before dinner time. Valerie goes, "Where's the other half?" I said, "I don't know. It disappeared. Our dog ate it." Okay, that was my answer for that. All right, I've chatted enough. Marcus, Ron, your closing thoughts, and we'll close out tonight.
Hey, I'll start, Ron. So one of the things I neglected to talk about earlier is I've got a Crystal Sky monitor that should be here either tomorrow or the next day. Curtis Dart hooked me up with a friend of his that was selling one used. I'm pretty excited about that. We talked about on ZinoNation yesterday about the issues with the iPhone and how it dims when it gets hot. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And other than that, hey, what great show tonight. We covered a ton of ground, and it was all good. So Ron Brown, what do you got?
Well, what I got in chat is FSU grad said, how about In-N-Out Burgers? They have those in Austin, Texas. Marcus, I will definitely go with you to In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus just did one recently in what state?
That was in Arizona, in Kingman, Arizona.
Kingman, Arizona.
Count me in too for In-N-Out. That's absolutely count me on.
And Lauren says you're going to love your Crystal Sky.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. I'm really stoked about that.
So I'm just going to finish up. I didn't get to the story. I was going to talk about the DJI Osmo mobile. I don't know if they're going to call it 3 that folds. That's the product I would buy before I would all these Robomasters and FPV things, because the problem with the gimbals is they're so large that they're a commitment to take with you. But if one could fold and go in your pocket, that may be the holy grail, because in a way, I'd really rather use my phone than use a whole nother camera, because I know how to use my camera phone. But we'll get into this more as more details come out. So that's really all I have. I don't have any products coming in right now. I'm just trying to, use the products I already have. I know we call this a drone in the summer, but it's not a drone in the summer for me, because I just bought the Mavic 2 Pro, which a couple people in the chat I saw got the Mavic 2 recently. Thomas O'Salmo is one of them. Somebody else in there was talking about they just got like the Mavic 2 this week. I think some got Pro, some got the Zoom. So, I mean, I don't need another drone, and I'm loving the little Anafi too. So it's not a drone in the summer for me. I got drones I'm more than happy to fly. I really don't care if DJI releases another drone this year, because I've got more good drones now to fly than I have time to fly them. So that's my little mini rant. So I'm going to throw it back to Mr. Bill to close us out for the night.
Okay. I got to say this. Brian has been absolutely hilarious in the comments tonight. His most recent one was he would trade Marcus. I'm cracking up. A 1994 Vet rim for a Crystal Sky.
Oh,
I missed that one.
I didn't see that either.
Brian, you definitely get the comments of the night. Okay, there's absolutely no doubt about that. Okay,
Comment Hall of Fame.
Fantastic, but I'm sorry, I have to kind of like Spark 7 for Ron. Okay, that's from Brian. First of all, again, our well wishes to Dan, John Worship and his ding. Our thoughts and prayers are with him for a speedy recovery from his surgery. Well, again, a very happy birthday to Mr. Billy Kyle. He's all of 22 years old and wet behind the ears. Billy, we love you. Thanks for all you do for the drone community. We really appreciate that. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing my new picture of my granddaughter. My daughter's been sending me now every day pictures of them, and I said, you can keep that up. That you can don't stop all that stuff. So, and thank you, Steve Carpenter, for posting reminders about Spin Up. And remember, every time we go from we went from July to August, the price goes up. We go from August to September, that price is going to go up, guys. So, you need to go ahead and remember to get your tickets, because they will go up, and you need to check for your plane reservations. And a bunch of us are going to be staying at Spring Hill Suites. I know FSU grad 03 is going to be staying there. So as well, he did post that. So phone ringing. Marcus is stockbroker.
Hey, it was a good day today.
Brian predicted it. Brian said last night you'll get it all back today, and he was somewhat right.
Yeah, not even close to all. But it was better than going down.
Better than going down. See, that's what we want to hear there. So
get that T-shirt. Better than going down.
And again, our thoughts and prayers are with the good people in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio. And actually, Dayton is about an hour outside of Columbus, and I've been there many times. And it's just our thoughts and prayers are with them for these tragedies. And that's all I can say about that right now without getting into more. But we got lots more coming up. We got lots more good stuff coming up. I got a ton of stuff coming out right now. Gonna have a firmware beta version testing for the Mavic 2 video coming out on that with the Smart Controller. Have another one where if you saw my recent video about the my live flight from Sunday with the Phantom 4 Pro, you saw some flamingos going by and it was very close. So we're gonna take another look at that and kind of slow things down a little bit. I'm gonna slow that down. So we're gonna look at that. Just a lot of good things coming up. Lynn, thank you so much, and thank you everybody for showing up tonight. We really appreciate that. And I have to my hats off to my co-hosts Marcus and Ron. You guys do exceptional work, on ZinoNation. You're here Tuesday night, and I know Ron does Wednesday night with Bill. You guys really help me a lot. You compliment me perfectly, and I want to thank you guys so much for your devotion to the drone community and what you guys do and the great content that you guys put out.
Well, can I stop you for just a second?
You sure can.
I want to get a promo in. Parks and Tech, who was in here with us tonight, a good friend of the show, Josh, he's going to be the guest tomorrow night on Drone Therapy. So
Absolutely.
everybody pop in to see Josh tomorrow night.
Yeah, Josh is a great guy. Josh, I'll be watching tomorrow night. I'm sure it'll be. Bill puts it on. It will be a good show. Okay, Air Photography. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to catch it live tonight. Steve Carpenter, thank you as always for being a great moderator. We really appreciate that. Again, I think we've covered it all for tonight. We got lots more great stuff coming up. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to probably trying to get. I need to email him, and I know he's back in town. Is Kelly Shores, and get him on and get his thoughts on a lot of things going on. So. Want to thank everybody again, and remember, it's always a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.
Good night.